Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production, and the fixtures since last episode have been kind of weird. Okay, so first of all, we had a game against West Ham. This was, of course, away and on the television. We won a 4-2, nice little game. So, first of all, they scored on the 41st minute with a jetty. That made us a little bit worried. We was very much in control of the game up to that point. They went and stole the lead. We then had Diabate. He went to put 2 away before, I can't remember exactly who it was. I want to say Dragomir went and tripped up a West Ham player. That meant they got a penalty. They equalised on the 66th minute, of course, through Yarmolenko. Then Brewster decided to grab the game by the horns and go and get another brace of his own. So that's meant a 4-2 victory. Stats were, of course, as follows. They had 6 shots, we had 12. 4 on target, we had 10. 10 fouls to our 16, 1 yellow card to our 0. 53% possession to our 47. They very much did what we'd been doing against other teams, where they had possession, didn't really do a whole lot with the possession. So that then leads into the second game. Now, this one was very confusing, but not as you'd imagine. We beat Manchester United 3-0. Home game, of course, which does make it a little bit easier, but I wasn't expecting any points from this game. In fact, I wrote this and the next game off in my head before we went into this section. But as you can see, we comfortably dominated the game. Gianto, I don't know why I wanted to call him Gianto, but Gaetano basically made the game his own. He scored on the 15th, scored on the 25th. Diabate added one on the 27th, but match stats, as you can see, very much us. 23 shots, they had 19. 14 on target, they had 12. 7 fouls to 7 fouls, 0 yellow cards to their 1 yellow card, 56% possession to their 44. Honestly, as you can see, player of the match, De Gea, we could have scored quite a few more. It was a very interesting game in that we completely dominated them, and arguably we've given Liverpool the title for this year. We then have the game against Manchester City. Now, as you would expect, I was going into this one expecting us to lose, but it was a very close game. Arguably, we should have drawn this game, but as you can see, Aguero and Kovacic both stole goals, 90+1 and 90+2. Great times to concede, so I gave the team a bit of a drumming at the end of the game for that. But the match stats, yeah, there's a little less so on the 50-50 side, we can say. We had 10 shots, they had 26. 3 on target, they had 13. 15 fouls to 7, 2-2 on the yellow cards, 41% possession to 59. Now, the stats don't say it, but like I said, it did feel like a very 50-50 game from the highlights that we saw. Well, at least I saw. But now that leads us into the final 2 games. And the final 2 games, of course, are Aston Villa away and Norwich at home. So if we quickly look at the Premier League table, we are currently sitting in 6th place. Norwich is 4 points behind us. So providing we win our game, we don't really have to worry about slipping to 7th. But if we do, then it's going to be a 6-pointer against Norwich. And yes, I don't really see us catching Chelsea. If we beat Norwich and Aston Villa, I don't see Chelsea dropping enough points. Who do Chelsea face? If we look over here, Chelsea versus Everton. So Everton have a chance of taking points off them, I guess. And how about Norwich? Norwich is against Manchester United. Now that's an interesting one. Tottenham, Arsenal. Everton, Arsenal, and us and Norwich. But who does Chelsea play? Chelsea versus Brighton. So I can't... There's an opportunity there for Chelsea to slip up, but I don't see them slipping up against 9th and 10th, respectively. But without further ado, let's go to Aston Villa. Okay, ladies and gents, so we are finally here in Birmingham, more specifically Trinity Road outside of Villa Park. So let's head on down the road to the stadium. So carry on down here. Established in 1874. You know what? This is actually quite a nice little stadium, I must say. And I love this feature of us driving underneath the stand. So as you can see on our right, we have the supports for the stand, which gives a nice little angle into the stadium as we drive by. So we shall continue. Be nice to go on a bus. going down here, I must say. So we shall now turn in, whilst I'm getting distracted by the architecture. Some nice little steps leading up to the top. I'm not sure whereabouts we are going to park in this lovely facility. I guess we shall go back here where we have plenty of space. So we shall get here, have a nice look down the hill, and we shall head into the stadium, folks. Okay, ladies and gents, we have finally made our way into Villa Park. Both teams are lining up with a 4-2-3-1. And our team for today will be Rhineworld, Katic, Pavlovic and Vigore at the back. Of course, we have Butland in goal, Dragomir and Palacios in central midfield. In front of them, we have Diabate on the left, Gaetano in central midfield, Bowen on the right. Brewster, of course, will be up front on his own. Our bench consists of Barrera, Perk, Guimaraes, Pearson, Mahi, Ageria and Diaz. They've, of course, got Wesley up front, who will be looking to bang a few in. They also have Grealish, who we need to keep an eye out for also. But what does Carlos think? He thinks we should tell the team they're expected to prove a point, and I think that is reasonable. So assertively, I don't know how we are underdogs against Aston Villa. Aston Villa is a mid-table team. Again, I don't know. Okay. I'm expecting to see a better performance today. Yeah, that seems reasonable, considering we did throw away that Manchester City game. Katic has been rock solid in defence of late. How important will he be here today? Well, Georgia Pope of BBC Radio Humberside, you devious young lady who we have a great respect for, we certainly hope he can keep that form going, and he expects that of himself too. This stadium, as you can see, doesn't quite look like the actual stadium, but we'll give them a little bit of flexibility on the artistic impression of the stadium, I suppose. No stands going over roads. I feel the design team might have had a bit of a struggle with that one. But McGinn to Mata. Mata, nice ball across to Idrissi, and Rhineworld has given it back, and it's over the bar. Lucky for us, we don't concede 3 minutes in. But Rhineworld throws it to Gaetano, back to Rhineworld. Rhineworld to Palacios, Palacios to Dragomir. Dragomir, lovely ball up to Brewster. We do have Diabate making a lovely run, but it doesn't go to him. Gaetano's got it though. Nice ball through to Bowen. Come on, Jared. That is what we are talking about. Jared Bowen finally getting a goal in open play. Not sure how long it's been since he's got one in open play, but that is his 11th goal of the season, assisted by Gaetano. Gaetano with a nice little free ball, and Bowen slots it past Heaton. Tom Heaton getting off to an awful start. Of course, we've both got English goalkeepers going head to head today. Tom Heaton versus Jack Butland. And Butland is currently having the better moments. But we seem to be having a slow remainder of this first half. Skip to the 30th minute, and Katic is playing the ball over to Rhineworld on this left-hand side. Rhineworld, will he play one through to Diabate? No, he's going backwards to Katic. Katic now making a run up to the halfway line, plays it across to Pavlovic. Pavlovic, nice ball through to Palacios. Palacios over to Bowen on this right-hand side. Lovely cut in by Bowen. It's blocked. Dragomir collects the ball though. It's still in possession for Hull City. Nice ball over top. Bowen doesn't get onto it. Fall to Palacios, who plays it to Bowen. Gaetano to Brewster. Brewster, nice ball through to Bowen, and Bowen. Oh, Jared. That would have been a lovely play. As you can see, Norwich did in fact manage to lose to Manchester United. That means they're not going to catch us up. But Bournemouth currently winning against Watford. If they can win their last game of the season, they can overtake us if we slip up against Norwich. So, Bowen going across the field now. Can he deliver a nice pass? He plays one out wide to Diabate. Rhineworld has made the run down this left-hand side. Plays it inside to Bowen instead though. Bowen going through the middle. Unfortunately, shot goes wide. And it is Hull City 1, Aston Villa 0 here at Villa Park at half-time. We've both had 5 shots. They've had 0 on target. We've had that 1. 5 fouls apiece. 1 yellow card to them, 0 for us. 55% possession to our 45. Their best performance has been Lewis Abraham. 6.9 and 87% passing completion ratio. Our best performer has been Jared Bowen, 1 goal and a 7 rating as a result. For them is Elena, struggling with a 6.5 and no reason for it. Diabate for us, of course, with a 6.6 and 0% crossing completion ratio. Other games around the league, Bournemouth is currently 1-0 up against Watford. Leicester is 0-0 at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Leicester, weirdly, got relegated this season. Liverpool 0-0 against West Bromwich Albion. Manchester City 1, Burnley 0. Southampton 1, Fulham 0. West Ham 0, Brighton 1. So, let's head to the dressing room. Carlos Finch tell the boys they did well and their efforts were excellent. So, assertively, let's have a little look at those ratings. That's reasonable. I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up, lads. You've got this one in the bag. Just keep up the performance and we shall get a victory here today. Reinwald is looking a little tired, so is Diabate. So they are going to be the focus of my attention when it comes to substitutes so far. I'm in fact going to make them now, since we are on the 64th minute. So Guimarães, you can come on. You've been doing decent in training for the past few weeks, actually. We shall bring Mahi on. Bowen, swap to Mahi's side. That works for you. And then, do we go for triple subbage? That is the question. I think we just stick with the 2. Keep the other one if we need. And that shall be that. We should be able to get through how things are going so far. Mata with the free kick though. Whips one in. Katic heads it away. Bowen hoops it away. And Brewster cannot get onto the end of it. Maffeo kicks it up. Can Guimarães gets it? He gets it. But does he give it away? No. He's played a nice ball over to Mahi. Mahi now on this right hand side. Plays it back to Palacios. Palacios plays it across to Dragomir. Dragomir in the centre circle. Nice ball over top to Brewster. And it's a second. Don't know why I said third. My brain is not quite here today, but it is Ryan Brewster's 48th goal of the season, assisted by Vlad Dragomir. Hopefully we can get him up to 50 by the end of the season. Only needs 2 more to reach that whopping total, but he can do it. Unfortunately, I don't think we're getting Brewster back next season, but I said that this season, so who knows? Klopp is a little crazy. If he was my player, I would definitely not be loaning him out when he's scoring nearly 50 goals a season. But Vigore whips one in. Brewster can't get onto it. Dragomir has the ball though, plays it to Palacios. Palacios holding it up. Nice ball across to Vigore. Vigore back to Palacios. Back to Vigore. Vigore will he whipping across or play it back to Palacios once more. Plays it back to Palacios who whips one in. It doesn't fall to Brewster. Dragomir edge of the area though. Plays it out wide to Guimarães. Nice ball in. Headed away once more. Elena heads it down and Dragomir collects it once more. We are very much keeping the ball. It is now with Katic on the halfway line. We are going the wrong way though. Pavlovic to Palacios. Palacios, nice ball out wide to Vigore. Vigore is making a run down this right hand side once more. Will he go for a cross or will he go alone? Whips it in. Brewster, come on Rian. That's his 49th goal of the season, assisted by Vigore. So 1 more for Brewster to reach that lovely 50 goals a season total. He is on fire. Everyone's defence is terrified. I'm really hoping he doesn't go back to Liverpool, but that is very likely. So it is Aston Villa 0, Hull City 3. 10 shots apiece. They had 3 on target. We had 4. 12 fouls to our 4. I want to say 14 for some reason. 11. 2 yellow cards to our 1. 49% possession to 51% possession. Jack Grealish was their best performer. He had 5 fouls against and a 7.2 rating as a result. Ryan Brewster got 2 goals and an 8.8 as a result. Matthew Targett got 6.3 rating and 0% crossing completion ratio for their struggling performer. Our struggling performer was Diabate. He had a 6.5 and also a 0% crossing completion ratio. So, Carlos, things should tell the boys that effort were excellent indeed. People have written us off today. I don't know why they did, but they had, and you've proven them all wrong. Well done on a great result. And we shall head back. So, Brewster, impressive for Hull. Gianpaolo has been spotted. He was, he's looking for people for the Italian squad. Gaetano, if he doesn't pick up Gaetano for the Italian squad, he's 22 years old, had 14 under 21 caps. look at this average rating. Why would you not want this guy in your international team? He is amazing. He's a whopping prospect for the future. But I will see you fine folks when we play Norwich at home in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to Hull. As you can see behind me, we are heading to the Tigers' Lair before our last game of the season. We're having a bit of an early celebration. As you can probably tell, we're pretty much guaranteed 6th place going into this game. Everton is the only team that can catch us, but they need to win 3 on the bounce. We need to lose today's game, and they need to pull back, I believe, about 12 goals difference, so I can't see it happening. We're pretty much guaranteed our 6th place spot. So I'm going to head into the Tigers' Lair, have a little bit of a drink before today's game, and I will see you fine folks over at the KCOM Stadium in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, it is time, of course, for our final game of the season here at the KCOM Stadium, and we're both rocking a nice 4-2-3-1. Very much like the last game, we have the same lineup except for one small change. We have Guimarães and Navarro, who are both playing for Brazil and Spain's under-20s respectively. That means one player comes in, and that is Emerson on the bench. That means our lineup, of course, is Butland, Reinwald, Katic, Pavlovic, Vigore, Dragomir, Palacios, Diabate, Gaetano, Bowen and Brewster all starting. Our bench is Pereira, Burke, Emerson, Pearson, Mahi, Ageria and Diaz. So let's get straight into the locker room. Carlos thinks we should tell the team to pick up where they left off, and I think they should indeed. Teams such as ours should be winning with no problem at all. We can potentially move into a qualification spot where we win here. I think we're already in one, but if we play our game, we are very capable of that. Go out there and carry straight on from the last match. That seems the most appropriate. So, Georgia Pope of BBC Radio Humberside, the devious young lady who we have a great respect for, is back here once again with a question. So, Florence da Silva comes into this match having proven some impressive midfield displays in recent weeks. Do you have a plan to stop him? He's a fine player, but we have fine players too. As you prepare to face Norwich, are you happy with Katic's performance as a central defender? No, I'm going to go use him as a striker. Of course I'm happy with his performance as a central defender. How much of a boost is Nego's absence to your chance of winning? A team would miss a player of his caliber, but they've got capable replacements, and I don't see it affecting the game at all. And by capable replacements, I mean players who aren't anywhere near as good as ours anyway, and he wouldn't have made any difference. We are going to win this one 4-0. That is my prediction. I'm going to do it right now. 1-0. Hey! Come on, Katic. Second goal of the season, assisted by Gianluca Gaetano. I'm just a genius, you see. I can predict these things. Slotting a nice early goal. Now we just need 3 more to prove me correct. I will, of course, take more, but 3 will do. Nice little start to the game. Our centre-back scoring. Like I said, I was thinking of using him as a striker rather than a centre-back. But Reinwald, nice ball across to Gaetano. Gaetano gets one in, and Brewster, it is blocked though. Of course, that ball did go to Diabate, not Gaetano, but it was a nice little 1-2 between them two. Palacios, though, gathers the ball, holds it up, and plays it across to Dragomir. Dragomir, can he get shot off, or a nice through ball, perhaps? No, he gets tripped up by Tribal, and will he get a card? He does indeed. It's a yellow. A yellow for Tribal. Tribal does not have wings. Bowen with a free kick. Lovely free kick by Jared Bowen. That is his 12th goal of the season. 2-0 after 35 minutes. Nice little start to the game. Let's have another look at this one from Jared Bowen. Just slots it in under the crossbar. Could have been a little further towards the post, but I'm not going to complain. Nice little goal by Jared Bowen. Chelsea, of course, is the game to look out for. They are 1 point above us, and they have a worse goal difference. So if Brighton can get a victory in that game, we can jump over Chelsea. I don't see it happening, but fingers crossed. I have seen some rather bizarre results in this season so far. But it is Hull City 2, Norwich 0 at half time. We've had 11 shots, they've had 2. 3 on target, they've had 0. 7 fouls to 8. 2 yellow cards to 2. 49% possession to their 51. Best performer for us has been Jared Bowen with 1 goal and an 8.2. Their best performer has been Godfrey, 6.9 and 2 shots blocked. Struggling to perform, however, is Ryan Brewster, 1 overall chance and a 6.6. Not looking good for him getting his 50th goal of the season. Lewis is struggling for them with a 6.4 and 2 mistakes. So let's head to the dressing room. Carlos thinks we tell the team they're expected to prove a point today. Assertively. I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up, lads. Except for you. You've sucked. In fact, I'm going to tell you you've sucked. Assertively, I'm not happy with your performance so far today. Good. He's taking it on the chin. We want to see a 50th goal of the season from Ryan Brewster. That's what we want. And it's definitely what Jurgen Klopp will surely want from his budding youngster, who has been rather amazing for us in the past 3 seasons. But we are heading past our substitution time. Zlagomir and Pavlovic, we're going to take our yellow carded players off. So Pavlovic comes off, you come off, we go with our supportive central midfielder. Do you two swap over better? Not really. We shall use you as that, and that will be our substitutions. We are going to demand more. I know we're 2-0 up, but let's go for 3. And that 4th. After all, I did predict 4-0 win. You need to prove me right, players. Butland and Vigouret, of course, looking complacent. We now have Berk looking complacent, which is a little weird because I just brought him up. You'd think he would want to impress me as our substitute. But we hold on. It is a 2-0 victory here in Hull. We got 20 shots, they had 3. 7 on target, they had 1. They finally got a shot on goal. 12 total fouls to their 12 total fouls, 2 yellow cards to their 3, 49% possession to their 51. Bowen was our best performer with an 8.3 and 1 goal. Ben Godfrey remained their best performer with a 6.9 and no reason for it. Ryan Brewster, however, 6.3 and 1 overall chance, was our struggling performer. Struggling for them was Harvey Elliott with a 6.5 and no reason for it. That means the player of the match, of course, goes to Jared Bowen. So, Carlos thinks you should tell the boys they did well and the efforts were excellent. Indeed, I'm pleased with the result and your performance. Good job, lads. Go enjoy your holidays. So, as you can see, we did, in fact, finish in 6th. Brighton managed to lose it against Chelsea in the 67th minute, and it was pretty comfortable in the end. We had a nice little 7-point gap on Everton. Was a little closer to Chelsea, 3 points, and we wasn't a mile away from even getting into the Champions League. But for Hull City, that is a nice little result. Now let's head to our inbox. Liverpool do the double. Of course they do. We then have, in fact, Liverpool is on 3 consecutive titles, I believe. Nope, first, second. I kept calling them champions. I really shouldn't have been calling them the champions the past couple of seasons, clearly. Because apparently they finished second both seasons. So who was the champions those years? I am curious. I was calling them the champions when they was not. So English Premier League, I'm going in circles. Brain, please work. I feel like I need to be on the other screen. The other screen. Go to the other screen. No. Past positions? No, that's not what we need. What am I looking for? There we go. Stages. That was the one. That's the one. So, first season was Manchester City, of course. Then it was Liverpool. And it was Liverpool this season. So I'm right. They were the reigning champions. It's making me think I've gone crazy. So let's drop off that. We shall go to our inbox. Going on form, we received 31 million for our position in the league. Collective bonuses 1.3. And that is the end of the season, folks. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope to see you next week for for some more Football Manager, heck, check out tomorrow's video because, of course, we will be doing a Sunday surprise. But I hope you enjoy your weekend, I hope you had a great night, and I hope you have a great week ahead of you next week. Goodbye.